He gets Grim Lavamancers after board. He gets Red Elemental Blasts, which are good, especially countering Snapcaster Mage at destroying Delver of Secrets. Other than that, though, not really too much. Submerge is his card for the mirror, or is a card for the mirror, but that's not good if your opponent doesn't have forests.
Right. Both players actually, without too many cards, I'd say Joey Andrews probably with the slightly better sideboard, so the matchup improves. Slightly for him, he gets to play Lavamancers. He has 4 Elemental Blasts he can bring in. You'd bring in both colors against his deck.
Right.
Whereas Andrew Schneider just has 2 Pyroblasts to bring in.
Yep, Joey Andrews' split on the blast is 3 red and 1 blue, so he'll be able to counter 3 blue spells and 1 red spell if he wants to. So it looks like Joey Andrews has his hand. He's kept. Andrew Schneider going back to the well for 6.
Okay.
He didn't get that aggressive draw he needed.
All right, and these mulligans can hurt a lot in these decks, especially Andrew's deck operates a little different ways. He operates more on the philosophy of fire, where each card is really evaluated as a burn spell. You look at each card and think, how much damage is this card going to do?
Right.
And the fewer cards you have, the harder it is to add up to 20 with your hand.
Exactly, because the cards don't start doing more damage, they still do the same. So you need to draw a better combination of cards.
Turn 1, Scalding Tarn from Joey Andrews, cracking it, going to 19. He's going to search up a tropical island.
And Andrew Schneider has to be careful because he only has 1 land in his hand.
Right,
Joey Andrews playing the full 4 Wasteland, Andrew Schneider with 0.
Right, Schneider has the ability to fetch up basics, but Joey Andrews also playing for stifles, so and he really needs to make sure that Wasteland is not stifled, that Fetchland is not stifled. And Schneider goes for it, and his land is stifled.
And that is just
I don't think you can go for that play.
No, especially after looking at your opponent's deck list and seeing 4x Stifle in the main deck.
Joey Andrews playing Scalding Tarn and then Nimble Mongoose. So Joey Andrews, a really heads-up play there on his part. What he managed to do there is he, instead of playing his turn 1 Nimble Mongoose, he held up a land knowing that a mana-screwed opponent, especially in a Delver deck, might have no choice but to try to crack a fetch land.
Right, exactly. Now, if you're Andrew Schneider there, you're not supposed to crack that fetch land because that makes Joey Andrews leave up 1 if he has the Stifle. That makes him almost Stone Rain himself every turn if he wants to kill that land.
This game is getting really out of control really fast. Andrew Schneider having passed the turn twice on 0 lands. Joey Andrews now main phase brainstorming with the fetch land up. I don't think it's possible for Andrew to come back in this.
Well, if so, he's going to need a Volcanic Island or a fetch right now. At least a land that produces red.
Yep, and the fetch land from Joey Andrews.
And again, that Nimble Mongoose is so difficult for the blue-red Delver deck to deal with.
Right, Joey Andrews' graveyard filling up very fast. 2 fetch lands, a Stifle, and a Brainstorm. He's already halfway up to threshold.
Yeah. And it's only going to get tougher for Andrew the more land drops he misses. And wow, Delver.
Secrets. And there you go, land for Andrew Schneider. Remember, Joey Andrews, between his daze and Wasteland, I don't think he's going to go ahead and daze that Ponder.
Right.
I don't think he has any intention of letting Andrew resolve a single spell.
No, and he probably won't. Oh, and no flip
misses
on the Delver.
Here comes the Wasteland for the top decked land, swinging for 6. It's almost up to threshold.
Yep. So
swinging for 2. There are 6 cards in the graveyard.
Right, down to 16.
Yes, down to 16. And as soon as Joey Andrews plays 1 more card, and he won't get threshold, Andrew Schneider scoops it. Joey Andrews up 1 game to 0.
Yep, blisteringly fast. It's supposed to be the blue-red Delver deck that takes it home that fast, but Andrew Schneider, a risky keep on 6 and our even riskier fetch land crack makes that game a not real game.
Yeah.
So, welcome back. If you're just joining us, I'm Zach Hall.
All right, and I'm Matthias Hunt. Yeah. So a little bit earlier, we did a trivia question, and we're going to do it now that we're in the top 4 after our first game.
Exactly.
So earlier in the day, we were talking about upcoming tournaments, and you were lamenting a tournament in San Jose that you really want to go to, but you just don't have your team set for yet.
Of course.
So what the reason you didn't want to go, what we were wondering is what new format. So as specific as possible. So we'll ask for like the day 1 format.
Sure.
What is new day 1 format is coming back to the Pro Tour circuit, or at least the Grand Prix circuit, starting next weekend in San Jose. Yeah. So, to win 6 free months of premium, go ahead and tweet that answer with the hashtag SCG
You
Premium.
have to use this hashtag or else your answer will not count, even if you get the right answer
Even
to
if you
the
get the
T.
right answer, yep.
We won't even see the answer. So use SCG Premium. You can tweet at SCG Live if you want. Please use the hashtag for SCGCIN too. You can tweet at me at Matthias, but you don't have to.
You can put everything you see in Twitter on this screen on your tweet.
But the only thing you
actually have to do is that one.
Is SCG Premium.
Right.
So tweet your answer. What format is the Grand Prix in San Jose next weekend?
Next weekend. It's returning. What format is returning? Yep. All right.
Exactly.
So we're going to bring you back to our match. Down a game, Andrew Schneider is going to try to battle his way back against Joey Andrews. As we said before, being on the play just so important in this matchup.
Yeah, it really is. Now, if Andrew is really going to have to get an aggressive draw this game. He would love to start out on a Goblin Guide. It's got to be his best one drop in this matchup.
Yeah, Goblin Guide, Grim Lavamancer also very relevant. Goblin Guide, probably its dangers its benefit greatly outweighs the danger. Drawing extra lands not nearly as important in this matchup. Right. Andrew Schneider's really playing like a burn deck.
Exactly, especially when you consider that Joey Andrews is only playing 18 land, and that number only goes down when he starts cracking his fetches.
Well, I think the biggest deal is that Joey Andrews only has one creature that can actually block Goblin Guide productively, and that's Tarmogoyf.
Right, so the Nimble Mongoose is not going to become a 3/3
not in time. Yeah,
no, definitely.
So Nimble Mongoose, Delver of Secrets, all these will trade with Goblin Guide, and that's not exactly what Joey Andrews wants to be doing. As we said before, out of the board, Joey Andrews will probably bring in all 4 of his blasts. As far as what he'd bring out, Force of Will is pretty bad in the mirror, and I would imagine to see from Joey Andrews all 4 of his Force of Wills coming out.
Yeah, that's the consensus among the Delver players. They really don't like Force of Will, and actually, I was talking with Glenn Jones about this earlier. It's either going to save you against a combo deck or against a control deck,
or it's going to be
the worst card in your deck against an aggro deck or a creature deck.
Right. So I think that's a pretty easy switch for Joey Andrews. He may also want to use these 2 Grim Lavamancers. The question is if there's something he'd really like to side out for them. Sylvan Library to me seems a little slow in the matchup, and I might side that out. I may also look at getting rid of Thought Scour. On Andrew Schneider's side, he does have 2 Pyroblasts. Interestingly enough, he has 3 Lava Spikes in his sideboard. I have no idea if that's something I'm not sure what matchup he's saving them for. Perhaps this is that matchup if he wants to just completely not play Spell Pierces and instead just play Lava Spikes. I could see a reason behind that. I'm not sure I would do it. I don't know. That might actually be what I would do in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that plan would definitely need some testing to see if it bears out. But what the Lava Spikes are actually there for, I'm sure, are the combo decks of the format. The formats where he just needs to be a little faster.
Right.
He just needs to outrace. I'll be really interested to see if he brings them in here.
We already has, so Andrew Schneider, unfortunately for himself, on 6 cards again. Joey Andrews has kept a full 7. Andrews keeping a 6.
Definitely keeping that 6. That's a good hand. He's going to lead off on a turn 1 Delver.
All right, so turn 1 Misty Rainforest. Andrew Schneider cracking it right away, does not want to get stifled, and he has boarded in the Lava Spikes.
Wow.
Well, he has Force of Wills to take out. I would think Spell Pierce is the card that's gone for them. If I was looking at these decks and trying to predict what I would have boarded out. It would have been the Spell Pierces and the Force of Wills. No counter spells, just be a burn deck.
Yeah. It's really interesting, too, because he has the Sulfuric Vortexes in his board to go with the Lava Spikes. I have to think they're a package.
Yeah, so maybe we could take out the Dazes, too. I mean, he only has 2 days. Delver of Secrets on turn 1.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be Days he takes out. I think maybe even Price of Progress, because the Rug Delver deck just has so few lands. It's never going to have more than 2 in play. And it can daze to return the lands to his hand.
Absolutely. So Joey Andrews on the draw, meaning he naturally assumes the control deck role in this matchup. He already kind of has that. But what he's going to do here is try to just 1-for-1 with Andrews' creatures. If he can stop Andrews' fast start, he can negate the fact that Andrew has tempo on him, and then the +2 cards, and the fact that Joey Andrews has slightly better cards will be very powerful.
Andrew Schneider's playing Lava Spikes.
That's very true. So a Delver to answer the first Delver. Looking for a trigger. Andrew Schneider's Delver misses. He has a land, and he's going to Brainstorm. Playing a fetch land, brainstorming. Well, it looks like Joey Andrews does have a burn spell of some sort to take out that Delver of Secrets. Plenty of instants on the top of the deck for Andrew Schneider.
Yep, he'll put one on top. He'll crack that fetch land.
Maybe, unless he wants the Delver to flip next turn.
Right.
He can't really offer the Delver trade here.
No, Joey would take that trade in a second.
Right.
The longer the game
All right.
goes, the more advantage Joey is.
Andrew Schneider going to crack the fetch land, getting a basic mountain, and looks like probably some sort of removal spell for the Delver. Either that or he has a red blast that he just wants to hold up and make sure he doesn't get stifled on the land.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see, it looks like it's Goblin Guide coming in.
Oh, okay, that's going to make some sense. He's going to try and blind flip the Delver again while the Goblin Guide deals 2 a turn here.
Well, the danger of Goblin Guide is that Joey Andrews, he's going to swing them both, and that'll be a very fast trade for Joey Andrews.
Yeah, I don't really like that Delver attack.
I don't really at all. Ponder on top of Joey's deck. Joey will have the ability to brainstorm lands to the top of his deck. This Goblin Guide is going to further increase Joey Andrews' card advantage.
Right. And it looks like he'll play a Grim. That's the first priority. Oh, and against Daze, Joey Andrews forgot to play his land first.
Yeah, one of those oops moments.
It's been a long day. They've played 9 rounds so far. This is the 10th.
Well, I mean, you get into these habits because you always, you brainstorm some lands before playing your fetch. Well, you brainstorm before cracking your fetch, but sometimes then you'll change that into before cracking your fetch, and your head will turn into before playing your fetch.
Exactly. I mean, I don't blame Joey Andrews for that. Andrew Schneider, only 2 days in the deck.
Right.
So it's a tough card to really play around. Though there didn't seem to be any downside to playing it.
So Joey Andrews has the hand that's completely full of blue spells. So he's going to cast a Brainstorm here. He's down to 15, still a very healthy life total. Drawing Red Blast, a pair of Delvers. Looks like Red Blast and one or 2 Delvers. And I don't know if he's going to shuffle, if he really wants to crack that fetch line and shuffle those away. The cards are pretty good on top of his deck.
Yeah, but the problem is, if he wants to play a spell this turn, he has to crack it.
He's gonna crack it. Yeah, the only other option would be if he had a land in hand, he could have given himself plus even another card. There's a certain point in which cards aren't really what he's looking for, though, so it has to be a calculated risk on his part. He's gonna go ahead and crack the fetch land, getting a Tropical Island. It seems a lot like Joey Andrews has to be careful in case Andrew Schneider has left in the price of progresses.
Right, exactly. And those basic lands really make me think that Andrew did.
Well, maybe. Basic lands would be a good fetch anyway because of Wasteland.
Right.
So it's really hard to get a real tell as to whether or not Andrew's left in the price of progresses.
That's true, too. 4 Wasteland in the Rug Delver deck, of course. A mainstay. Almost always play 4 or 3.
Brainstorm into Price, Lava Spike, Chain Lightning. If I'm Andrew Schneider, you obviously, the end step Brainstorm, a little suspect. You can keep all of these. If you price next turn, you can try to bait Joey Andrews into wastelanding himself.
Yeah, and he would almost definitely waste his own waste at the least, maybe even waste another land, depending on how worried he is about his life total.
Yep, and Joey Andrews, his Delver's not going to flip this turn.
Nope, Delver on top is the perfect card for Andrew Schneider. Yep. He's making a run at this game.
Joey Andrews drops down to 12.
And I just Lava Spike here, I think.
So he does have a Spell Pierce in too, which really does beg, what's missing?
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Lava Spike, Joey goes to 9.
And I'm not sure Joey was expecting that.
No. Alright. So, Joey Andrews at 9. Can Andrew Schneider pull the last 9 damage through? It's still quite a lot of life. In his hand, he has 3 points of burn, and at least 2 more in Price of Progress, and as much as 6 more.
Right. Now, I'm pretty sure that Andrew Schneider just took a 3 Force of Will for 3 Lava Spike. Okay. Those are the only sideboarding changes I think he made.
And no Pyroblasts. Then.
Right.
Or Sulfuric Vortex. So a second Delver will join the team for Joey Andrews. And Goblin Guide will swing. Joey Andrews' top card is a Lightning Bolt. Delvers are going to flip.
Wow. So 2 power will be transformed to 6 power, and the Lightning Bolt means the Goblin Guide will not be doing any more damage.
Right. Joey Andrews may be able to just turn this race around. Andrews' lack of mana, pretty relevant here.
Yeah.
And Joey Andrews is going to chump block with one of the Delvers.
Wow. Interesting play. He wants to keep 1 Delver around. He knows he can't take too much damage from that Goblin Guide.
But I think he can't offer the trade of both of them because at that point he worries that he may not have a way to race back. And by not racing back, he's giving Andrew the out of drawing a stack of burn spells.
Exactly, of which there are a lot in his deck.
Absolutely. So, Delver of Secrets flips into Insectile Aberration off the Lightning Bolt. No need to Lightning Bolt main phase here. I think you'd wait until the Goblin Guide attacks. Maybe you can get a free card.
Or at least the upkeep.
Right.
Well, what Joey Andrews probably wants to figure out is whether Andrew Schneider is going to try and counter that bolt.
He's going to cast...
Looks like a Ponder.
Looks like a Ponder? Yep.
1, 2, 3. Yep, since they are separate from his hand, it is a ponder. And wow, Bolt, Lavamancer, Brainstorm, lots of gas, but can Joey Andrews, will he have the time to leverage it? That Wasteland can't help him cast a single spell in his hand. The Wasteland, almost a dead card here.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of a security policy against Price of Progress, but because it always has to be untapped to do that, it's really not functioning as a land. Lightning Bolt will come down on Goblin Guide, and that'll be spell pierced.
Right, and Joey Andrews has to be kicking himself for pondering first there.
Yep. If that was a play he was going to make, you want to make the Lightning Bolt first.
Yeah, that Insectile Aberration might have to trade with that Goblin Guide, as crazy as it sounds.
And he's going to risk it. I think he's going to try to race back. This is a bad equation here, though. All right, update on the other side. Caleb Durward has one game won over Thomas Enevoldsen.
So Caleb Durward, one game away from reaching the finals. Andrew Schneider drops to 15. I'm not sure he can win this race.
That Joey Andrews can win the race, or that Andrew Schneider?
I'm not sure that Joey Andrews can win this race.
All right.
Wow, is that another Price of Progress? Oh no, another Chain Lightning.
Another Chain Lightning. So I'm gonna go ahead and Chain Lightning Joey Andrews. Joey Andrews drops from down to 7, down to 4.
Right.
At this point, Price of Progress is a double Stone Rain in Andrews' hand.
Exactly. Joey Andrews, no counter magic available.
Yep, Lightning Bolt down. And he's going to swing with Delver, knocking Schneider down to 12.
Yeah, and now I think Joey Andrews made a grave error just casting the Ponder first. It cost him 2 life, and that may be the difference.
Another Delver of Secrets down for Joey Andrews. So Joey Andrews will waste himself in response to the price.
Yep. He'll still take 2, though.
So Schneider does not actually... So he has an interesting choice. Schneider can go for the kill, well, can go for the double Stone Rain, or the move I prefer is the Chain Lightning.
Oh, wow.
He's going to pass the turn.
I think that might be the worst of the options.
Brainstorm, he's going to go ahead and flip this. I think in response to the Brainstorm, you have to Price of Progress here. And no, now he has the Brainstorm in his hand. He's left an opening for Joey Andrews to now counter that.
Exactly. Now, Andrew Schneider should have cast that Price of Progress during his main phase
if that's what he wanted to do.
Snapcaster Mage.
And it's going to get red blasted.
Andrew Schneider might have played himself into a loss here unless this is a red source.
Nope, it's another Snapcaster Mage. That should be enough for Joey Andrews to pull it through into the finals.
Wow, Andrew Schneider had the win.
Chain Lightning at a Delver. That will buy him 1 turn. And now it'll buy him a turn, and he'll just have to hope that Joey Andrews somehow taps that Wasteland.
Exactly, which there's not a chance he'll do.
He's going to play some sort of blue counter spell, or some Brainstorm. I can't believe that's resolving.
Yeah, not sure what Andrew Schneider is saving.
What's he waiting for?
Yeah, he's going to die with a Spell Pierce in hand, which is never a good situation.
Delver of Secrets hits the graveyard. Joey Andrews untaps. Going to put Andrew Schneider down to 3.
Yep. Here it is. 3 life. Life totals 3 to 4 in Joey Andrews' favor.
Joey Andrews did an ambitious race, and then he was able to win it. And here's a pass. Andrew Schneider, I don't think he has an out.
Price of Progress. We'll see if Joey Andrews knows to do this. Looks like he does.
Interestingly enough, Andrew Schneider defeated 2 games to 0 by Joey Andrews. There's a line there. Okay, so I believe if the turn where you just pass the turn to Price of Progress, if he just Chain Lightning Joey Andrews' face, he put Joey Andrews to 1, and on that last turn, as we saw, he did draw another Chain Lightning. I think he just could have played that to the dome as well, and that would have been enough.
Either Price of Progress